as you know, it is Spider-Man week. So I will be delving in to the mind of Spider-Man. Are you ready to do this? Let's roll. So I really just did a one big freaking circle around the camera thingy. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about this, okay? So what exactly makes Spider-Man a head case? First of all, do you even agree with me? Let's just pretend for the sake of the argument that somebody out there in the audience said, no. To that person I say, shut up. So, the way that Hollywood has depicted Spider-Man is that of a complete therapy case. So we're gonna dive in. Number one, can we say multiple personality disorder? So Spider-Man is dealing with, one, being Peter Parker, two, being Spider-Man. Those two personalities are not the same. They're not. He tries, sure, but ultimately, Spider-Man has a little bit more swag, if you want to call it that. Okay, but to be quite honest with you, my camera is zoomed in way too much. That is much better. Anyways, Peter Parker is ultimately a teenage boy. He was just your typical average Joe, not exactly the most popular kid, but not exactly an outcast either, just nah. So one thing led to another. We already know how that happened. If you don't know, well then you know what? It's not my job to tell you. I'm just trying to tell you how woo-hoo he is in his head, okay? If you don't know this by now, GTS. Anyway, so Peter Parker is a little bit of awkward, really trying to fit in, kind of trying to get with the ladies, because you know he's at that stage in his life. Right, cool, no big deal. Then we have the spider incident happen. Ah! Oh! Well, you know, he turned into, you know, creepy deepy little Spider-Man, you know, whatever, you know. And let me just point out that in any other freaking occasion, had that ever happened to anybody, there is no way that he would have turned out to be a superhero. He would have immediately gotten medevaced out of there, and with like hazmat suits and poopy suits and everything, just quarantined. Area 52, because Area 51 we all know about. Do you know about Area 52? That's where he would go. So, Peter Parker became Spider-Man at a very crucial point in his life, right when everything is starting to develop. You know, we're really trying to figure ourselves out, we're going through some self-esteem problems, and honestly, becoming Spider-Man, you think it would have helped with that. It made it worse. It made it worse, because now you have a bunch of females that all of a sudden are very interested in you. But here's the catch, here's the kicker. They're not really interested in you, they want Spider-Man. Peter Parker? Who? Who? You mean the dweeb? No, I want Spider-Man. Okay, so he's having to deal with that. And not to mention that there seems to be some sort of curse going on when it comes to Spider-Man and lady friends. Just doesn't seem to work out. Somebody must have, like, I don't know, maybe that spider that bit him was like an ancestral holy spider, okay, that was being genetically messed with, okay, and so when, you know, the spider bit him trying to save its own life, you know, it's like, I'm gonna bite you to get momentum so I can jump over there and get out of here. You freaking, you killed it. So as it was dying, it was like dishonor on you, dishonor on your family, dishonor on your cow, on your dog, dishonor on you. You will never have a girlfriend. I mean, because let's think about it. Let's Gwen Stacy, Mary Jane. What happened to the other chick? Oh wait, you killed her thing that she cared about, so now she hates you. So technically, so do you really think those things like that help somebody out? I mean, you tell me how you are after a breakup. Go ahead, I'll wait. So he's still trying to be a kid while trying to be a grown man. So I guess we can say that Spider-Man has a hidden message in there that, you know, this is what a teenage sort of guy deals with, is that, hey, you know, we got the high school and college problems and girl problems and all this and that, and then we also have trying to make our passage into becoming an adult, a man. So, I mean, those things can be extremely difficult, and the thing is, they're not really acknowledged. We expect that, okay, well, it's okay for all of us to go through this stuff, but you're Peter Parker, you're Spider-Man, you're not supposed to go through this. I mean, he goes into a kind of a jaded little stage. You know, Tobey Maguire made him... You know what? Tobey Maguire made me hate Spider-Man. Really did. We're not gonna get into this. Again, we are not gonna get into this. I'm gonna be the bigger person and not do this. But then comes Andrew Garfield.